So helium is primarily of commercial importance. Balloons and blimps are a relatively small portion of the overall usage of helium. Ships manufacturing should overtake the MRI market anytime.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Bo Sears. He is the CEO of Helix Exploration. And Bo, it's good to see you. How are you?
Good to see you, Steve. I'm great. How are you?
Good, good, good. So the company out with news talking about, in essence, an operational update what's going on at Clink number one. That's the well there. But before we get into sort of the update, maybe remind everyone a little bit about that particular area and that particular well as well.
Sure. So it's the Clink number one well that we drilled early that we had to go back and re-enter due to some shallow sloughing of some shale issues. So we brought another rig in there to get it under control and successfully did so, and actually deepened the well by another 500 feet. So all of our efforts, despite the challenges we faced, were incredibly successful.
Yeah, and that's a testament, obviously, to your team and the planning that went into that. So now that you've got this done, what does that mean now, and how do you move forward from this?
Now we just move on to testing. So we have set and cemented casing all the way to surface. So the next step is to perforate the zones of interest and begin flow testing.
Yeah, and then obviously, if they prove successful, then obviously there's some things that have to happen after that as well, right? These steps have to be taken to move forward.
That's absolutely correct, right? We have to do these things on time in a prudent manner to make sure they're done professionally, safely. And, flow testing is oftentimes a long-term endeavor because you have to take pressure readings at different rates. And so those rates need to normalize before you know what you have.
Yeah, and then of course that's when you go to the market and report that you've been able to get gas to surface and take it to the next step after that as well. So, Bo, can you talk about the importance of this particular area to the company and just moving forward?
This is an area that is underexplored for helium and hydrogen. It is it was never an oil and gas province, really. I mean, just west of us, there's some oil production. But we know from early exploration efforts that there were inert gases in this region, and so the speculation was that there was oftentimes helium in those types of areas. And sure enough, when drilling this well, we found lots of helium and lots of hydrogen. So we're really excited. As we were drilling this well, we were getting incredible flows and kicks with 11-pound mud. So we have a lot of overpressured reservoirs on this thing.
And lastly, just about the market in general, can you talk about the helium market itself? I know that the price is doing quite well, and the need for helium, for people, MRI machines and things like that. There's a lot of uses for helium that people may not be aware of, but there is a desperate need for helium, correct?
That's right. So helium is primarily of commercial importance. Balloons and blimps are a relatively small portion of the overall usage of helium. Ships manufacturing should overtake the MRI market anytime, right? Especially with the advent of our CHIPS Act and ship production being moved to our shores. That's going to require a lot more helium. So we're really excited about the domestic demand supply dynamics here in the United States.
Bo, thank you so much for the update. Really appreciate your time, and we look forward to continuing to follow the story, okay?
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate it.
All right, there's Bo Sears. He's the CEO of Helix Exploration.